In a surprising turn of events, a cat mysteriously vanished for an agonizing 3-day stretch, leaving its owner distraught and anxious. The owner's astonishment reached unparalleled levels when the cat unexpectedly reappeared, bearing an intriguing note securely fastened around its neck. The story begins in a small town in Thailand where a cat owner woke up to find that his beloved feline had gone missing. With the first sliver of sunlight peeking through the window, the man stirred awake, his senses immediately attuned to a sense of unease. His faithful feline companion, Tofu, was noticeably absent from her customary perch on the windowsill. Normally, the man would be greeted by Tofu's gentle purring and morning stretches, but today, an eerie silence enveloped the room. Concerned, the man embarked on a search throughout the house, hoping to uncover Tofu hiding in some secluded corner. Tofu, the missing cat, held a special place in the man's heart. With a sleek, gray coat that shimmered in the sunlight, she was more than just a cherished pet. She was a steadfast companion who had shared his life for countless years. The man had rescued Tofu from the streets when she was a tiny kitten, forging an unbreakable bond between them. Tofu possessed a mischievous nature and reveled in games of hide and seek, which initially tempered the man's worries upon realizing her absence. As the man continued his search for Tofu, his mind began to wander back to a time when Tofu had hidden in a closet for hours and he couldn't find her. No matter how hard he searched the house and the neighborhood, even though the cat had never actually been in any danger, the man had been worried sick as he remembered that incident. He started hoping that she wasn't pulling another one on him. He began to check every nook and cranny of the house, determined not to leave any stone unturned. As the day went by, Tofu still hadn't shown up. He searched for the cat everywhere, but to no avail. After 2 days, there was still no sign of Tofu. The man was beginning to worry that he may never see his beloved cat again. He couldn't shake the feeling of unease that had been gnawing at him since Tofu's disappearance for the next 2 days. He called out her name every morning, afternoon, and night, while holding out her favorite bowl of food, but there was no sign of the cat. The man also spent countless hours scouring the streets of the small town, calling out Tofu's name and asking anyone he came across if they had seen his beloved pet, but all his efforts were in vain. As the 3rd day since Tofu's disappearance dawned, the man's heart sank with the realization that he may have lost his loyal companion forever. Meanwhile, Tofu had wandered far from her home all the way across town. It was a small rodent scurrying across the street that had first caught the cat's attention. Tofu was a skilled hunter, and the chase was too tempting to resist. As Tofu chased after the rat, the cat found herself straying further and further from her home. It wasn't until the feline caught a whiff of something intriguing in the air that she realized how far she had gone, but the smell was so captivating that Tofu, without a second thought, followed her nose in the opposite direction, leading her even further away from her familiar surroundings. Back at home, Tofu's owner couldn't help but wonder where his cat could have gone. His thoughts drifted back to the time when Tofu had been chasing something with great intensity and had gone missing for a few hours. Could Tofu have wandered off again in pursuit of whatever it was she was chasing? The man's heart sank at the thought of Tofu alone and lost in an unfamiliar place. After 3 long days of searching, the cat's owner finally got what he had been desperately praying for: Tofu's return. Like the previous days, the man stood on his porch with Tofu's favorite bowl of food in his hands as he called out her name, and to his immense relief, he saw Tofu stumbling into the yard. He was extremely happy to find that his cat had returned. However, the joy of finding his lost pet was quickly replaced with bewilderment when he noticed a note hanging from the cat's collar. He was shocked to learn what his cat had been up to while she was away. The cat owner couldn't believe what he was reading. He had no idea how his cat could have gotten into such a situation. Curiosity getting the better of him, he decided to investigate further. He followed the directions mentioned in the note and found himself at an alley where he was hoping to find the person who had signed the note. There he met a shop owner, Auntie May. Auntie May was a sweet and kind-hearted lady who owned a small fish stall. When the cat owner approached her, she greeted him warmly and told him the whole story. According to Auntie May, Tofu had wandered through the fish market, salivating at the sight of all the delicious fish laid out on the stalls. It seemed she was getting increasingly hungry, but she couldn't find anything to eat. Everywhere she went, shop owners shooed her away, not wanting a cat to disturb their business. The cat couldn't understand why no one wanted to share their fish with her. She meowed and rubbed up against the legs of the shopkeepers, hoping to appeal to their kindness, but to no avail. Tofu's stomach growled with hunger, making her feel weaker and more desperate with each passing moment. Deprived of food for an unprecedented duration, the cat's hunger grew insatiable, driving her to the brink of desperation. Weak and disoriented, she stumbled between stalls, her senses muddled and her legs on the verge of collapsing. Her singular focus became finding sustenance, while the thought of never reuniting with her beloved owner pained her heart. Auntie May, occupied with setting up her stall, initially paid little attention to the quiet presence of Tofu across from her. Assuming the cat to be just another stray searching for scraps, she went about her business. However, as the day progressed, she noticed Tofu's persistent gaze fixed upon the mackerels of her stall. Moved by the cat's pitiful state of hunger, Auntie May found herself unable to resist the feline's plea, accentuated by an irresistibly charming expression. Yielding to the cat's appeal, she offered Tofu a fish. To her astonishment, the cat devoured it with gusto, displaying a clear fondness for the morsel. Over the following 2 days, the cat returned to the woman's fish stall, captivating her with its presence. Unable to resist its charm, she continued to offer the feline more fish, oblivious to the fact that it was not just another stray, but someone's cherished pet. As the woman grew more familiar with the cat, she gradually gained the trust to stroke and examine it more closely. During one such interaction, her attention was drawn to the cat's collar, revealing a vital piece of information. This cat belonged to someone else, someone who loved and valued it dearly. Filled with realization, the woman resolved to express her gratitude and concern to the cat's owner. She penned a heartfelt note detailing the events that transpired at her stall and attached it securely to the collar. The note carried a simple message: "Your cat couldn't resist the allure of my mackerels, so I offered her 3. Auntie May at alley number 2. Upon receiving Auntie May's story, the cat's owner couldn't suppress his laughter, overwhelmed with relief that his beloved feline was safe and had formed an unexpected friendship. He expressed his gratitude to Auntie May for looking after his cat and promised to compensate her for the mackerels provided to Tofu. From that day forward, the cat owner ensured his furry companion was well fed, sparing her from the need to venture into other stalls in search of sustenance. He made it a point to frequent Auntie May's fish stall, showering her with small gifts as tokens of appreciation. The heartwarming tale of the cat owner and his cunning feline serves as a reminder that cats are not merely adorable pets, but intelligent creatures capable of forging connections in the most unlikely of places. It also exemplifies how even small acts of kindness can have a profound impact on someone's life. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What actions would you take if your beloved cat vanished for multiple days? Thank you.